Hey, fun fan, welcome back to another episode of FRC Forecast. I'm your host, Angel, bringing you the latest for FRC REEFSCAPE Week 1. Before we begin, I want to let you know about a couple changes to FRC Forecast this year. Not only are we doing our featured events, but we are also covering all events this year. Yes, you heard me right. All events this year are getting a forecast. So sit back, relax, and splish splash as we deep dive into FRC Forecast. All right, we're going to start this round of FRC Forecast with our friend Jeff, who's going to be covering the FMA Hattsboro District event, and Griffin, who will be covering the CHS Glen Allen VA District event. We also will have correspondence featuring the New England and PCH districts.
All right, here comes the 2025 First Mid-Atlantic Hatboro-Horsham District Event Forecast. The FMA season opener every year always comes to the table with super exciting action. This year, Hatboro-Horsham has 33 teams with some usual suspects as well as some newcomers. So let's get into the locks, contenders, and dark horses for this event. First up, our lock team. Team 2539, the Krypton Cougars out of Palmyra, Pennsylvania. The Krypton Cougars have participated in Hatboro-Horsham District events since 2019, and they've been in the finals every single year since then, including winning the event in the past 3 years. Their robot Calypso boasts a flip-through rotating wrist on a 2-stage elevator with a roller claw that applies a firm grip to both game pieces. They have a super practiced drive team that's no stranger to the rigors of competition. And they have a solid, robust deep climb with a great endgame option on the table. So you can expect the Krypton Cougars to be in the mix come the end of Sunday. And they might just be taking them another blue banner to add to their Hatboro-Horsham collection. Next up is our contenders. So our first contender is going to be Team 341 Miss Daisy out of Ambler, Pennsylvania. 341 was the captain of the Hatboro-Horsham Finalist Alliance in the 2024 season. The Miss Daisy machine is expected to have a ground intake for coral, which could add a whole nother layer to their strategic flexibility and play. 341 is planning to be able to dunk coral on all 4 levels of the reef as needed and can put algae in the processor, unlocking a ton of ranking point earning potential. Our next contender is going to be Team 2590 Nemesis out of Robbinsville, New Jersey. Nemesis is one of those perennial Mid-Atlantic powerhouses that you can never bet against. They make impressive machines and they know how to win events. Nemesis is coming out of a monumental 2024 season with a Curie Division win and an Einstein performance. Their new robot is expected to score some coral on all 4 levels with another solid deep climb option. But what's most interesting about the 2590 machine is that they're planning to debut a coral ground pickup solely for level 1 reef scoring. So that gives them some dynamic flexibility as well and can make them, put themselves ahead of the game and ahead of the competition in ways that we might have not thought of. Our final contender is going to be Team 316, the Lunatics out of Carneys Point, New Jersey. The Lunatics are going to be debuting at their first ever Hatboro-Horsham event in their team history, but they are on the upswing. They've netted a blue banner in every single season since the pandemic. They're preparing to debut a ground intake, which gives them also some strategic freedom, and they have the ability to feed from the human player if they need another option. The X factor for 316, though, is going to be their ambitious autonomous goal. They're planning to debut a 3-piece level 4 coral auto, which, if executed correctly, could be exactly what they need to stroll through to another blue banner for themselves. And finally, we have the dark horse, which is going to be Team 708 Hatters Robotics out of Horsham, Pennsylvania. Fact of the matter is, home field advantage is a real thing, and Hatters Robotics is the home team for this event. They're going to be playing in their own school just a few yards away from where they build and practice with their robot. In the Hatters weekly build blogs, we've seen some interesting shots of their CAD model showing some really interesting features. What looks like some exhaustive scoring potential, a sweeped rack drive ground intake for what I believe is going to be used on algae, and another solid endgame option. All these ingredients are a recipe that could result in 708 throwing their hats in the air in celebration come Sunday afternoon. Well, that about does it for the Hatboro Horsham 2025 forecast. This event proves to be exciting year after year, and this year I imagine is going to be no exception. You got ground intakes, you got high scoring autos, and tons of deep cage climbs. Buckle up, everyone. This one's going to be good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 1 in New England, starting with the Granite State District event in Salem, New Hampshire. For this event, I'm picking 63-28 Mechanical Advantage for the top spot, but they're up against a trio of stiff competition at this event, including 34-67 Wyndham Windup, 17-68 Neshoba Robotics, and 80-13 the Boston Lions. For Dark Horse, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on 96-44 NEIA Robotics, who are beginning their sophomore campaign after a successful rookie season, including an appearance at Worlds. Now, let's shift gears from the Granite State to the Pine Tree State for our second event in New England this weekend, the Southern Maine District event in Falmouth, Maine. For this event, I'm going to be locking in 63-29 the Bucks Wrath to take the top spot. But there's going to be a lot of competition for the podium, including challenges from 56-87 Outliers, 131 Chaos, and 166 Chop Shop. My dark horse at this event had an extremely strong showing last week at Week 0, and that's going to be Team 190, Gompy and the Herd. Good luck to all the teams competing in New England this weekend.
After another big year for Chesapeake in 2024, the district is looking to start off this season with high hopes, as we have officially shown the first sign of team growth since the start of the district in 2016, going from 104 teams in 2024 to 112 this year. Not only have new rookies sprung up in vacant areas of the district, but we're also seeing the return of several teams that are finally coming back after the pandemic. We'll be able to see some of this fresh and old blood come to this weekend's event, Glen Allen, where I'm here to dive into one lock, 3 contenders, and 1 dark horse to watch in this upcoming weekend. My lock for this event is the reigning champs themselves, 1731 Fresta Valley Robotics. Fresta is currently dominating the district over the past few years, with the last 5 in-district events and 2 of the major off-season Chesapeake events back in the fall ending in wins for them. They unfortunately haven't revealed much about their robot design this year, but I expect a swerve bot that already has a lot of drive practice on it and is ready to keep their in-district streak alive. First on the contenders list is 5804 Torch. Over the years, Torch has really shown to be one of the most versatile teams in Chesapeake. Their robot designs, strategies employed, and overall perspective of the games has really taken them deep into competitions, resulting in the most district champs finalist appearances in all of the district players. On top of that, 2 Newton subdivision wins in 2022 and 2023. Last year, they won this event and look very poised to do so yet again. While not having revealed anything design-wise for their robot, they have shown some strong drive practice on their old robot against some very heavy defense bot they built. Let's see if this practice and their track record can confirm a Glen Allen streak for them. Next on the contenders list is 8592 Newton Squared. While only being a team that formed post-pandemic, Newton Squared has proven to be one of the strongest teams in the district, with great machining and design skills and excellent strategy on field, resulting in 2 district wins and 1 DCMP finalist appearance. Coming into this year, they're choosing a source intake robot with a versatile elevator arm, so expect them to be reaching up there in the rankings at this event. Visiting us all the way from Maryland is our next contender, 449 Blair Robot Project. Last year, Blair was one of the most dominant teams in the district, with 2 district event blue banners and a 3rd place finish at DCMP. This year, they're aiming to start yet another blue banner run for them in REEFSCAPE, with Glen Allen poised to be the first of many. With a revealed video boasting a really strong tilting elevator design, we'll see if they can work out all the jinxes and make sure that they have true magic happen for them on the field. Growing into the dark horse spot of this event is 1599 Circuitry. Ever since the inception of the Chesapeake District, Circuitry has been a team in the upper tiers of the district, but haven't been able to cinch that spot as the one to beat at an event. Boasting very unique designs and strategies, they are also one of the more unique and recognizable teams in the district when it comes to robot design and strategy. While they secured 1 district event win in 2019, they have yet to snag another blue banner since that year. While not much is known about their robot design this year, you can expect 1599 to come into the competition with a solid design that'll be ready to perform.
Let's head down to the PCH district and talk about their Gainesville event. Starting us off for our lock will be Team 9496 Link from North Carolina, looking to continue their momentum from a stellar rookie season. In contention for this event will be Team 1414 IHA, Team 1683 the Techno Titans, and Team 6340 the Marist Manatees. Our dark horse for this event will actually be Team 4189 the Chargers. They had a really good season back in 2023, the last time we had a pick in place, never finishing outside the top 8 and making it to finals at one of their events. That's it for this week at PCH, and we're looking forward to talking to you all next week.
Thanks, everyone. Moving on to the next round, we have James, who will be covering the First in Michigan Kettering 1 district event, as well as others who will be covering the rest of First in Michigan.
Thank you, Angel, and welcome, Fun Nation, to First in Michigan 2025. The biggest district in First is wasting no time at all this year, and Week 1 is certainly going to be a doozy. Without further ado, let's take a look into the featured event of the week, the Kettering University No. 1 district event. Kettering is always one of those districts in Michigan that never fails to disappoint, annually hosting Week 1 and 2 events that give us a great preview of high-level Michigan play. This year's headline features many powerhouse teams, including our lock, Hall of Fame Team 27 Rush from Clarkston, Michigan. Rush is coming into 2025 hot, and after a strong 24 campaign with a regional, a district, and a Michigan State Championship win, I fully expect 27 to bring a strong bot into Kettering 1 and set the pace for how REEFSCAPE is played in FIM. 27 may not have the highest EPA projection at the event, but I believe their intense momentum merits their position as a Kettering 1 lock. Our first contender is none other than Team 5460 Strike Zone from Lapeer, Michigan. 5460 has been elite for basically their entire existence and is coming into REEFSCAPE ranked number 2 in FIM and EPA. We have yet to see what engineering marvel they have put together for this season, but I am sure that they will hit the nail on the head once again at Kettering 1. I predict that 5460 and 27 will pair up just like in 2022 to win the Kettering 1 event. Moving on to yet another classic Michigan program, we have Team 494, the Martians, out of Goodrich, Michigan. The Martians have put together robust and reliable machines since 1998 and will once again be a strong contender at Kettering. Somehow, there are even more Martians at the event, with their sister team, Team 70 More Martians, also competing. These often twin robots will again showcase some Midwestern grit and are solidly in contention for the blue banner at this event. Our final contender at Kettering 1 hails from Madison Heights, Michigan. It's Team 910, the Foley Freeze. 910 has ice in their veins year over year over year, and is coming off a match 13 finish at both the championships and IRI last season. They even paired up with our lock, Team 27, at Champs last year, and they will look to reestablish that connection at Kettering 1. 910 is known for their reliable control systems, and in a programming-heavy game like REEFSCAPE, it could prove to be a breakout campaign for the Freeze. Finally, our dark horse for Kettering had an electric 24 season, and that is Team 4998 Tesla from Genesee, Michigan. Tesla qualified for both MSC and Champs, both for the first time in their history, and will look to build off that success in REEFSCAPE. I predict that Tesla will come out guns a-blazing and land somewhere in the Alliance 5 through 8 range as a first picker captain. Best of luck to all the teams competing at Kettering 1 this weekend as they fight their way to the title of District Champions. Moving on to another potent event, it's the First in Michigan Ferndale event, and it's going to be exhilarating. Michigan Blue Bloods 35-38 the Robo Jackets is our lock for the event, and contender Team 33 the Killer Bees will look to break out of their blue banner drought with a Week 1 win. Young Michigan Elites Team 7769 the Crew and Team 3175 Night Vision have both been strong forces in the past 3 seasons and will look to break up the potential stinging combo of the Bees and Robo Jackets. Team 2851 Revolution had a resurgence in 2024 and will look to bring that energy as the dark horse at Ferndale. Best of luck to all the great teams competing at Ferndale this weekend. And go Michigan.
We've got the First in Michigan Lake City event. I've got Team 3357 Comets as the lock. On contenders, I've selected 3546 Buccaneers, Team 226 Hammerheads, and Team 3572 Wavelength. On Dark Horse, I've gone with Team 7501 Golden Gears. I've got Golden Gears because they're looking to continue off the success they found last season. They won Impact at Muskegon last year, and they're coming in with the 11th highest EPA at this competition. So I'm expecting them to make a deep run as a Alliance 5 or 6 captain. A good luck to all teams competing at the First in Michigan Lake City event. Southeast, it's the First in Michigan Milford event. On the lock, I'm going with Team 67, the hot team. For contenders, I've got Team 503, 25 Years of Frog Force, Team 3656, Dexter Dreadbots, and Team 7660, the Bitin' Irish. For the dark horse, I've selected Team 9455, Dynamites. They're coming off an outstanding rookie season that culminated with winning the Rookie All-Star Award on Hopper at Champs last year. I'm looking for them to continue to build off that success and make a surprise splash at this competition. Good luck to all teams competing at the First in Michigan Milford event. Heading to the Lakeshore, we've got the First in Michigan Battle Creek event. I'm going with Team 6081, the Digital Dislocators, for the lock. On contenders, I've selected Team 4381, Twisted Devils, Team 5152, Altobots, and Team 6002, Robotics. For the dark horse, I've selected Team 8608, Alphabots. They're coming off a very impressive third full season where they came up just short at this event before going on to win the Lansing event and captain alliances at both states and worlds. They're also coming in with the highest EPA at this event, so they could be the alphas at Battle Creek this year. Good luck to all teams competing at the First in Michigan Battle Creek event.
Moving on over from the First in Michigan District, we now have our next round of forecasts featuring a couple of regionals, the First Indiana District, and the First in Texas District, with our key events being the Lake Superior Regional, brought to you by Robotino, and the First in Texas Waco District event, brought to you by Tossif.
Let's kick off with this Lake Superior Regional. Unlike most Duluth events, this one actually isn't going to be freezing this year. But with it being week one, every team there is going to be turning up the heat on that field even more so. Week one is always a bit hard to figure out who's going to do what, with most robots still kind of being kept secret till the event. So, going into this event, I'm still going to lock in 4607 CIS as my winning team. I mean, their robot can climb the reef. This team has had great robots in the past, and they're going to be trying to take home that win. Though there are some other teams going to be fighting for that win for sure. First up, I'll throw 876 Thunder Robotics into the ring. Another team who's made some great robots in the past. I'll be looking forward to seeing what they bring out this year. Another team, 7028, the Binary Battalions, will be looking for that win. This team, again, in the past has created some great robots. And, well, that last contender to throw into this ring, that's 1732, Hilltopper Robotics. They have made one sleek-looking bot this year. Their robot is so fancy, he's playing VR games while placing coral. And coming into my dark horse pick for this event, 3100, the Lightning Turtles. While they may be an algae bot, this team makes some great strategies and uses that to their advantage. They will round out a very powerful alliance. This will very much be a superior event. ThatJoke.exe has stopped responding. And let's move across the curtain to the other side of the venue, over to that Northern Lights Regional. So many teams, too little time. But I'm locking in 111 Wild Sting as my winners. A few contenders will be 2052 the Nightcrawlers, 7021 TC Robotics, and 1816 the Green Machine. The Dark Horse team is going to be my very biased opinion. It's the team I helped mentor, 3883, the Databits. It will be a very insert dadjoke.exe. Dadjoke.exe has stopped responding. Would you like to send a report?
Welcome back to Indiana for the Mishawaka District Event Forecast. With 36 teams, including 5 rookie teams, it's sure to be an action-packed weekend. Starting with our lock, it's 7457 Super Duper Robotics competing at their first ever Week 1 competition. Joining them as strong contenders, it's 461 Westside Boiler Invasion, 3176 Purple Precision, and 5010 Tiger Dynasty, who has been stepping it up every year since their district champ won in 23. Lastly, our dark horse is 6721 Tinley Trailblazers. They've been making consistent improvements the past few seasons and are switching over to Swerve, allowing them even greater competitive prowess. Good luck to all teams competing, and let's hear about the First in Texas district from Tosif.
Week 1 of First in Texas is here, and starting it all off is Waco. Waco is a banger competition as always. We have 42 teams competing at this event, and a lot of returning teams, but a lot of new teams as well joining this competition. Waco is known to show off a lot of strategies and so much more. A lot of high scores I know are going to be broken at this competition. So let's get down into my locks and contenders. It was really hard to pick this because there's so many great teams, and I wish I could put more teams into this list, but this is how much I got. So starting off with my lock is Team 3005 Robochargers, the number 4 ranked team in the entire world with a total EPA of 84. They were winners of Waco's last year, Fort Worth last year, winners of the Mercury division at Texas DCMP and the DCMP overall. They are an amazing team. They always charge up the field and are able to show off, as they always are. They really showed off the passing strategy as well last year at Waco, so I would not be surprised if they show off some another strategy. Now, next for my first contender was 3005's partner at Waco and Fort Worth, Team 2468 Team Appreciate. Total EPA of 68.6. Appreciate is always there to appreciate, for everyone to appreciate, because they are always there to shine on the field. They're competing at 3 events this year, which will be really fun to see them compete. And Appreciate is always there to also compete for the Impact Award, which they are my number 1 lock for that award for Waco. So Appreciate is going to be there to shine as always. Next is Team 148 Robo Wranglers, the all black everything team. Bit scary for some folks, but overall a great team with a total EPA of 61.9. They won the Plano event last year. They won the Dallas event last year. They were finalists at the Apollo division as well as finalists at the Daily division at Worlds. 148 is always there to show something unique. Last year they were able to drive over notes with ease. It was really fascinating to see, and I would not be surprised if they do something unique as well for Waco. Lastly is 6672 Fusion Core. They were finalists at Fort Worth last year, winners of Dallas last year, and finalists in the Mercury division and Curry division at Worlds. Fusion Core is always a fun team overall with a lot of joy and just really fun to hang around with. Total EPA of 67.3. Fusion Core is always a team that looks at online resources, and I would not be surprised if they took some inspiration from some online resources, Chief Delphi, R3D, Open Alliance. They're always a great team to look at for inspiration as well once they come out with their amazing robots. So I would be really excited to see how they do at Waco. For my dark horse, I got Angels' favorite team, 4610 Beartex. They're here to do a custom solution. Last year they did a modified Everybot, but this year they're doing a custom robot with level 1 to level 3 coral, algae removal and processor, and potentially a climb. So we'll have to wait and see on how they do. Beartex won an event in 2022 at the Irving District, so I'm really excited to see them try to show back to get another blue banner, because I know they have Angel on their side, so they're able to do so well with him on the team. Now, for the second event in Texas, we got the Tomball District event with a mean EPA of 36.9. My number 1 lock is gotta be 118 Robonauts. The gold and white aesthetic is always there to shine, and I would be really excited to see their uniqueness that they always bring to each season. Robonauts is a fun team always to watch. My contenders, I got 6800 Valor, 1477 Texas Torque, and 624 Kryptonite. All these teams are amazing and always really good and going to be fighting for the number 1 spot. For my dark horse, I got Team 10118 Robonauts Everybot. This team is is with 118 and are a modified Everybot. They got swerve, updated motors compared to the main Everybot. So this robot is definitely going to be what rookie teams and Everybot or kitbot teams are going to be looking at to be able to continue to improve their robot for this season. So I'm really excited to see this robot compete at Tomball. Good luck to all teams, and I'm really excited to see you guys at week 1.
Moving on over to our next round of forecasts, we have our international events with Lino, who will be featuring the Monterrey Regional.
Thank you, Angel. And if we know anything about robots in Mexico, it's that Monterrey is one of the most competitive regions in the country, with more than 15 teams just in the area. If you followed the Monterrey Regional presented by Prepatech in the past years, you already know what I'm talking about. The playoffs have been both exciting and unpredictable, and once again, 43 teams are gathering to compete in the north of Mexico, ready to make a splash in this region. All 3 returning champions, Overture, Ralt, and Bullock, are coming back to try and reclaim the throne of northern Mexico. And with only 3 rookie teams, this event is packed with veteran teams who have witnessed its evolution over the years. Let's talk about the locks first. The first lock I've chosen is 46-35, Prepatech Botbusters. Even though they lost in last year's finals, let me give you a little history about them. Over the past 3 years, they have competed in 9 regionals, and guess what? They've only lost one, the 2024 Monterrey Regional. This year, their robot is looking to take home more blue banners, with the arsenal of tools their arm provides and a consistent autonomous, allowing them to score anywhere on the field. For the next contender lock, I have 74-21 Overture, a team that truly rises in the playoffs. They have proven to be a solid competitor in recent years, and in 2024, their persistence paid off when they won as the number 2 alliance at Monterrey. Based on their open alliance progress, they are showing signs of building a strong contender for this event. Expect this purple team to be improving as the competition progresses to finally surprise us all again in playoffs. Another contender we need to talk about is 4403 Ralt from Prepatech. Ralt played a crucial role last year to win the Monterrey Regional with Overture. I'm expecting once again their years of experience to prove for another playoff run. Even though we have not seen their robot, I'm confident they will bring a good robot to represent the whole Laguna region in Mexico and battle for that blue. I do have a question for them though. Is this the year we will finally see them switch to swerve drive, or will they continue to be the best tank drive in the region? My next contender might surprise many of you. It is 60-17 Prepatech Siberias. Last year, they made a massive improvement, becoming finalists at 2 regionals and an off-season event. I'm expecting 16-17 to pick up right where they left off and continue competing at a high level. Their robot promises to dip climb and consistently execute coral cycles, making them a strong contender for a spot in the finals. Finally, for our dark horse, I'm picking 6170 Bitronic. After seeing their Instagram reels, they have a solid and consistent robot this year. They've been putting plenty of driver practice, focusing on refining their robot capabilities. I expect them to be a great pick for any alliance looking for that team to fill that crucial role of the corals. Because at the end, consistency will be key for taking the blue banner. As we know, matches in Mexico get loud, and with Coral being such a simple game piece, I'm expecting high-scoring matches throughout the event. For the playoffs, I'll be looking at our locks and dark horse to shine and deliver some thrilling final matches. Even if I won't be attending, I will be on the lookout to see what happens on the field.
ISR 1 is already in the books, and as we record this, ISR 2 is just about to start, and as we release it, will be about halfway through. But we want to give some insight to ISR 2, and our Israel correspondent, Danny, sent us some information for us to read off as they're currently at both events right now. We'll read this for them as well, too. So thanks to Danny for sending all this as well. Our lock in this event is going to be 56-14. The course just won ISR 1, extremely fast. The robot's pretty minimalist with the main focus on programming and automation, and they practically only have one driver. Definite lock-in for this event, especially when that first one was 1690. Contenders, Onyxtronics here. You see on screen, automatic intake, fully for autopilot, a double limelight and audio meter correction. In mechanics, they have a 3-stage elevator powered by 2 Kraken X60 motors and a lot more great stuff for as well. Onyxtronics has really been on a roll lately. Joining them in Contenders, General Angels, a lot of speed on the corals and something a bit more compact. So looking forward to see how they do in this event. And of course, Bumblebee is always up there with the Contenders as well. They feature one main arm focusing on centering the coral with additional attachment for algae intake. Danny's dark horse pick in this is going to be 4590 Green Blitz. This team had a long process to upgrade their programming skills and their swerve drive, adding more automations than in previous years. Mechanically, the robot is strongly built, and they aren't afraid to test new things with it. So we can't wait to see how ISR2 wraps up. There's some great competition in Israel. Good luck to all the teams.
Up next, we have the Ontario District Newmarket event. My log for this event is Team 4476 Waffles, with 1325 Inverse Paradox, 4946 the Alpha Dogs, and 1241 Theory 6, all strong contenders looking for that winning blue banner. And 10,015 Bubbles, the dark horse I can't wait to see in a match, with innovative tentacle grippers being used for accurate manipulation of both algae and coral. This team looks to be a reliable scoring machine. Best of luck to all teams competing at the Newmarket event this weekend.
Next up, we have the Canadian Pacific Regional event, coming from up north in Vancouver, Canada. My picks for this event are 359 the Wine Kids as our lock. For our contenders, we have 846 the Funky Monkeys, 2122 Team Taters, and 6036 Peninsula Robotics. And finally, for our dark horse, we have 5468 Chaos Theory. 5468 stands out as a team due to their stellar performance at our latest off-season competition. Not to mention, they come from the Great Pacific Northwest District. Good luck to all teams competing at the Canadian Pacific Regional.
Finally, for our last round of forecasts, we go to the California and PNW regions, where we have Stanford, who will be covering the Orange County Regional, and LJ, who will be covering the PNW Glacier Peak District event.
Coming up this week in SoCal is the strong Orange County Regional in Costa Mesa, California. 48 teams will take to the field at the Orange County Fairgrounds, all looking to claim an early ticket to champs. Last year saw an incredible playoffs with multiple alliances truly in contention for victory, and I expect this week one showdown to be no different, with predicted top 8 and top 24 EPAs putting this event among the 10 most competitive in the world. First is our lock for this event, who I expect to rank high and take victory come playoffs. That team is 8033 Highlander Robotics, who are coming down to Orange County for the second year in a row. This team has had nothing but steady improvement since their inaugural season, and they look to have continued that this year. Last year, they were the first pick of Alliance 1 at this event and would go on to captain the finalist alliance on Milstain at Champs. They kept with that performance during the offseason and also produced some impressive catathon robots in the fall. Their machine this year is impressive, with fast coral scoring, algae capabilities, and a deep climb. I'll definitely be watching out for what this emerging powerhouse can pull off at Orange County. Next up are our contenders, who are looking to partner up with or upset our lock to claim a champs ticket of their own. First among these teams is 9408 the Warbots. Coming off an impressive rookie campaign with a win at the Los Angeles Regional last year, 9408 are proving they are no slouch on the field. They are still a new team, but you can be certain there won't be a sophomore slump coming from the Downey-based squad. The REEFSCAPE robot hasn't been revealed yet, so their exact capabilities are unknown, but I expect great things from the Warbots this year. Maybe they can claim their second regional win and only their third regional appearance out in Costa Mesa this weekend. Our next contender is Team 5199, the Robot Dolphins from Outer Space. After shockingly missing out on champs last year, they are looking to start the revenge tour in style here at Orange County. The robot is impressive with an architecture similar to 1678's 2023 machine. They're able to deposit coral very quickly on the reef and tilt their elevator horizontal while driving for a low center of gravity. This means they'll be able to dodge and hit defenders without any fear of tipping. Cap that off with an impressive climber, and this Mission Viejo based team could maybe add to their list of regional wins this weekend. Our final contender at Orange County is Team 6995 Nomad. Much like 5199, 6995 also shockingly missed out on champs last year and are looking to make up for it this season. Their architecture is similar to 5199, but with a slightly different end effector. Their climb is attached to the back of their pivoting elevator and looks solid, allowing the Escondido-based team to get off the ground quite quickly. They also have the ability to put algae in the processor and the net with their end effector. I expect 6995 to perform very well this weekend, and I can't wait to see what they pull off. Finally, our dark horse, who could surprise our locks and contenders out of nowhere and give them a real challenge. For this event, our dark horse is Team 4415 Epic Robots. Last year, this team showed off impressive on-field performance, capping it off with a finals appearance at last year's Orange County Regional. They aren't flashy, but they will definitely perform, often to the surprise of their opponents. I haven't seen what their 2025 challenger looks like yet, but I'm confident the Cerritos-based team will have something impressive. Who knows, maybe they could break through and grab another banner at Orange County 2025. And there, folks, is your featured forecast for the Orange County Regional. I personally will be there with my team, so I'm especially excited to see what happens there this weekend. Good luck to all the teams competing, and I'll see you there, folks. And now for SoCal's other event this week, the Port Hueneme Regional. 46 teams will once again be facing off right by the ocean at the Fathomworks warehouse. Comfortably being a lock for this event is Powerhouse 4414 High Tide, and joining them are Contenders 114 Eagle Strike, who had an incredible showing last year, 3647 Millennium Falcons, who took victory at this event in 2024, and 3255 Super Nerds. Finally, my dark horse is Team 2102 Team Paradox. I chose them as my dark horse because they performed very well last year, making it to finals of this event, and their robot this year looks solid with a Rusthound style climber, smooth continuous elevator, and huge funnel for easy loading. Good luck to all the teams going out there this weekend, and I'm excited to see who can claim Port Hueneme victory. Moving on up to NorCal with a newly renamed Pinnacles Regional, we will see multiple powerhouses all looking to punch an early ticket to champs. First among these is my lock for this event, the legendary Team 1678, who seem to have it all on their robot with a ground coral intake for speedy cycles, every bot style climb, and algae scoring in both the processor and net. My contenders for this event are NorCal mainstays and the team that ended Citrus's regional win streak last year, 604 Quicksilver, Team 4481 Team Rembrandts, heading up to NorCal for the first time, and 581 the Blazing Bulldogs. Finally, my dark horse is 5419 Berkelium, who have had some impressive performances in recent years. Best of luck to all the teams competing there this weekend.
In this preview, we will cover the Glacier Peak District event. It's only been an event since 2020, but is widely considered a gauntlet, one of the hardest events in the entire Pacific Northwest to go to, with 3 teams predicted to break the top 100 teams worldwide, and a high concentration of ground intakes and pretty crazy autos. So let's dive into our locks, contenders, and dark horse. 2046 Bare Metal is going to be our lock for this event. We have not seen any videos or know anything about this robot, but it's safe to say that they are going to be one of the best teams, if not the best team at the event. Currently predicted by StatBalix to be 27th worldwide, I expect them to be the best robot at the event. Our first contender for Glacier Peak is going to be 1778 Chill Out. They made Worlds in 2023, but could not afford to go, and then in 2024, they were first picked of Line 6 on Newton. They make exceptional robots that specialize in very specific things. In 2023, they had a cube shooter that was probably the best cube shooter in the Pacific Northwest at the time. Our second contender for this event is going to be 1318 IRS. Not only were they the Milstein 2024 4th Alliance captain, but they also submitted this game design that we are currently playing. They have a history of exceptional consistency, both in scoring and in autos, and I expect the same to be this year. Our third contender for this event is 3218 Panther Robotics. Now, they had a rough 2024, but they were within the top 100 teams worldwide in 2023. They have a pivoting arm on an elevator, which looks like it scores and intakes very consistently, and I believe they're designed to be quite defense resistant, which is going to be huge at these Week 1 events where teams don't work fully. Our dark horse for this event is 2930 Sonic Squirrels. Now, 2024 was an off year for them. Not necessarily bad, but it was an off year. They ended up going to Worlds, but were ranked 208th out of the world and did not get picked for an alliance. In 2023, they were 63rd and were an alliance captain on Hopper. They had one of the most impressive elevators that I have seen and some of the most consistent autos that I saw when I went to Worlds. They're highly effective, and I've heard some crazy cycle times from people I know on the team. I expect them to be absurdly good this year. Glacier Peak looks to be one of the most competitive events in the Pacific Northwest right now, and I'm excited to see it all play out. Good luck, teams. Next up is Oregon State Fairgrounds District event. 2521 is our lock for this event. OSF is their bread and butter, and they've won it 2 years in a row now. They have very simple robot designs that crush early competitions, and they usually have very impressive autos with little to no vision, which is going to be especially an issue on the field this year as localization looks to be pretty bad. Some contenders to watch for at this event are 2811 Stormbots, 3674 Cloverbots, and 955 Control C. 7034 is our dark horse. They had a rough year last year, ending DCMP 42nd out of 50. However, they have a history of good years despite them being a newer team. They competed at Worlds and then at Chessie Champs in 2022. I expect them to come back hard this year. Overall, I am very much looking forward to see the outcome of this event, as there are quite a few teams I'll be watching out for. Good luck, guys.
That concludes this episode of FRC Forecast. If you agree, disagree, let us know down below and tell us who you think the locks, contenders, and dark horses are for your event. With that being said, my name's Angel, and you're watching FRC Forecast.